too annoying. Meghan deliberately caused conflict to trigger a reaction in the new podcast. Hello friends, and welcome to the biggest news of the day about the notorious hypocritical couple Meghan Markle and Harry on our Kate Middleton and the Queen News version 2 channel. A royal expert has referred to the Duchess of Sussex's most recent podcast, in which she discussed how women have been seen historically as hysterical and crazy, as eye-rolling. On Tuesday, Meghan Markle's podcast made a comeback to the airways to discuss how the term crazy is sometimes applied to marginalized women. The Duchess of Sussex talked about how labels like mad and hysterical are used to downplay the issues that she and other women face. But Rupert Bell, a royal journalist, described her remarks as eye-rolling. He said, "I acknowledge that there are these stereotypes, but Meghan mentions how they have been used to refer to her, and is it really so bad? Hasn't she been referred to as these things more so because of what she has said and done, rather than just because she is a woman?" Bell continued, "I have to admit, Julia, you just had another rolling eye moment from me. In California culture, everything is subject to analysis. You must visit a therapist. Why are individuals sometimes unable to look within when there is no issue? Meghan is quite comfortable and lives in $1 million home, so I don't think she has many worries. She always seeks to evoke the sensation of misery in me. She doesn't seem content." The 41-year-old member of the audience said, "If you have ever heard the words crazy, hysterical, or nutty, raise your hand. Unsane, insane, and totally unreasonable. Okay, you see what I mean. Now, I believe that would be quite simple to see if we were all in the same room and could see each other. How many of us are raising our hands? I agree too." American comedian Jenny Slate, Indian actress Deepika Padukone, and American actress Constance Wu were among her guests on episode 4. Calling someone insane or hysterical utterly invalidates their experience and downplays what they are feeling, Meghan continued. And as a result, serious problems of all types are overlooked to the point that anyone who has been given the diagnosis repeatedly can be gaslighted into believing that they are truly ill. That won't be happening today, though. She went on to say, "I have strong feelings about this term, this label mad, the way it's used so carelessly and the harm it does. In all honesty, it's bad for women and society as a whole. Relationships, families, and jobs may all be destroyed, not to mention reputations. This silencing effect is partly a result of the stigma attached to the term. This has the consequence of making women who are actually struggling with mental health difficulties frightened, silent, internalized, and repressed for an excessive amount of time." Viewers of Meghan's podcast are of the same opinion that this hypocritical woman is not qualified to discuss the topic of women. Her podcast episodes are all about despair. A narcissist will always turn a conversation towards themselves so that they are the center of attention. Meghan is the classic narcissist. Her podcast is a sham. It is a veiled attempt to bring in guests to discuss topics that she can direct towards herself and what she perceives as her own experiences. Meghan is using her podcasts as a therapeutic tool for her own benefit while truly dismissing her guests on each show. Meghan is really quite a piece of work, not even a good one at that, but more of a self-centered, sad control freak that believes herself to be much more important than the rest of the world sees her. I hope that soon Harry will wisen up to Meghan's manipulations, but more importantly, that he soon realizes the damage that this type of person can do to their own children. Archie and Lilibet are going to be very, very messed up children if he doesn't take steps now to protect them. An audience member pointed out that Meghan's acting skills are getting better and better. She is also becoming a star manipulator. She is capitalizing on her woe is me because nothing has gone as she had planned in the past 4 years, to her great surprise. I must add that Meghan has been able to manipulate her way to get what she wants her entire life. But this was until the royal family finally said no to her. In addition, victimhood is what is selling on the media platforms in the United States right now. Whole segments of the population lack any kind of resilience and wallow in their self-pity for one reason or another. One individual in our city was suing another for the grand total of $175. Wow, taking up the time of the court, the justice system, and people who should be at work for that small amount of money? Surely he could have just taken the loss as a life lesson or worked things out in another way. But he had been offended and just wanted to call attention to how he had been wronged. These groups of Americans have absolutely no idea of the concept the Brits call getting on with it. Meghan has found this very audience and is trying to earn money and fame off of them. Another person explained, I think American culture is more focused on image than in the United Kingdom, and therefore Americans were captivated by Diana. But it has been 25 years since she died. Everything has a shelf life. Very soon, the Prince and Princess of Wales will arrive in the United States of America. William and Catherine are more reserved than Harry and Meghan. They are more mysterious and more exciting because this is the future king and queen. They will stand out and look good with their 3 children when they are seen in photographs on state occasions. I guarantee that interest in Harry and Meghan and their dismal outpouring of woes will drop off a cliff. The Americans, like everyone else, want a message of hope, of being part of an adventure together, about restoration and well-being, about a positive future for our world in which we can all participate. A royal expert has drawn a logical conclusion to the negativity in Meghan's new podcast. Meghan always feels unhappy about her life because of her greedy nature, never knowing when to stop. According to Meghan, she had a bad childhood, a bad marriage to Trevity Trev, a bad acting career turned down time and again for parts. But could this be because she couldn't act? She had a bad time with the British royal family, and she had a bad time with the press, a bad time hiding her children, and a bad time as an ugly duckling as a child. Now she's having a bad time with Netflix because they won't adapt her truth to the real truth for which they have paid her millions. The woman is a walking misery who dragged Harry down with her. The woman jumps on any bandwagon she can find to air her grievances, as they are more than anyone has had to bear. It is pathetic that she sees herself as the downtrodden and poor me, lecturing all the other real downtrodden and poor from her ivory tower. She is delusional. The diva knows exactly what she is saying. It is deliberately ambivalent to provoke numerous responses: outrage, provocation, pity, incredulity, my favorite, and yet people are saying she is unhappy. False victimhood in well-thought-out words to give the impression that they are not. Wrap them all up in a narcissistic woke candy wrapper, and voila, a podcast that is as informative as a dead otter. Now, what do you think of Meghan Markle's latest negative podcast? Let us know what your thoughts are in the comments section below. We hope you have found this video helpful. Do not forget to leave a like, share and subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying it. Now thank you for watching this newsletter. Goodbye and see you in the next videos.